Napa cabbage is an ancient Asian vegetable closely related to turnips. Its leaves are more tender and delicate than those of ordinary cabbage, and its taste is slightly spicy. This vegetable is popular due to its super easy cultivation in autumn, filling empty garden beds during that season. Napa cabbage is grown from seedlings once a season, thriving best in late summer and autumn. It tolerates low temperatures well, and it can be grown outdoors until the first prolonged frosts. If a greenhouse is available, seedlings can also be transplanted there in August. Growing Napa cabbage in spring is uncommon as it tends to bolt in our climate during summer. Therefore, cultivation during that period won't be covered in this course. While direct sowing is possible, seedlings are preferred due to the summer heat and a greater planting distance. Seedlings are cultivated similarly and concurrently with the last seedlings of chicory and endive. Napa cabbage is sown in July, with the cultivation of seedlings taking place outdoors or by a garden shed or a greenhouse. First, sow several seeds in a larger container where they can germinate. Sow them in a moist substrate and cover with a 0.5 centimeter layer of dry substrate. As they can germinate successfully in the dark, cover the container to ensure uniform humidity. Once the first sprouts appear, which can be within 2 days, move them to direct sunlight. When the heart-shaped leaves are well developed, within 7 to 10 days of sowing, transplant the seedlings into individual medium-sized planting units with a quality substrate mixture. By transplanting, you can select healthy plants through natural selection. If the plants have stretched out, you can plant them deeper when transplanting up to the first leaves. Avoid touching the roots and instead use a wooden or a plastic stick. When growing seedlings in the summer, it's necessary to pay more attention to watering as the sun quickly dries out the substrate. Cabbage butterfly pose fewer problems for Napa cabbage compared to other brassicas, but it's still advisable to cover the seedlings preventively with an anti-insect netting or spray with Bacillus thuringiensis. Napa cabbage seedlings are transplanted at the end of July or at latest in mid-August, when they have formed between 3 to 5 true leaves, which occurs within 25 to 30 days of sowing. Plant the seedlings 40 centimeters apart in a zigzag pattern, thereby increasing the distance between the plants. Plant deep, down to the first leaves. Water the planting hole well and ensure the bed where the Napa cabbage will grow is also soaked throughoutly. Always consider the weather. If transplanting just before rain, the seedlings will take root well. Napa cabbage can also be transplanted into a greenhouse, as this ensures fresh produce until February in mild winters when temperatures don't drop below -4 degrees Celsius. Lower temperatures may damage mainly the outer leaves, causing the cabbage to deteriorate earlier, but it is still edible inside. Transplant Napa cabbage into the greenhouse at the same time or no later than 20 days after transplanting outdoors. Water the transplanted seedlings regularly for the first week and then gradually reduce watering to encourage deep root growth. Be cautious when covering the plant with straw, leaves or fresh grass clippings, as mulch particles can quickly stain the plant with inedible foreign matter. It is much better to transplant the seedlings into a compost mulch, in which case additional summer mulch will not be necessary. Decrease watering slightly until September, when the plant can provide natural shade for the soil with its own large leaves. With the onset of autumn and autumn rain, the need for watering is also reduced. Plant Napa cabbage in beds where peas, potatoes, bush beans or spring-sown carrots were previously harvested. It thrives when planted under still growing sweet corn or cucumbers, which shades young transplanted seedlings. Napa cabbage also grows well alongside chicory and endive, which are transplanted at the bed at the same time. The outer leaves of young and mature plants can be attacked by flea beetles. Seedlings should be well watered to best tolerate the stress of transplanting, which can help alleviate the flea beetle attacks. Many animals may bite off parts of the outer leaves, leaving them perforated and damaged, but the heads inside are still perfectly usable. With Napa cabbage, there are often almost no problems with cabbage root fly and cabbage butterfly. However, the best prevention is to cover the entire bed with an anti-insect netting or spray with Bacillus thuringiensis like we treat other brassicas. The plant quickly develops larger, already edible leaves. However, this is not yet a sign for harvesting, as it needs at least 80 days from sowing to develop an elongated, solid head in the middle. We want as many white leaves as possible to form heads. The first ones are picked at the end of September, but usually in October. Use a sharp knife to cut between the stem and the lower leaves. Remove those leaves until you reach the beautiful shaped, compact head. Leave the roots in the soil. In mid-October, the outer leaves are completely removed from the individual plants so that only beautiful elongated heads remain on the stem. Outdoors, it also thrives in low temperatures, as the developed heads can withstand slight frost down to -4 degrees Celsius. Crops should be harvested from the garden no later than the end of November, as the lower temperatures can cause damage. Napa cabbage is best used continuously in autumn, as it stores well in the garden. Before the onset of a prolonged period of low temperatures, pull it out together with the root ball and store it in the cellar, just like ordinary cabbage, where it can last for about a month. Another storage method is the traditional Korean recipe through fermentation when preparing kimchi. Kimchi is a lot of work, and in recent years we have stopped making our own, and instead we're eating fresh cut leaves in salad mixes with warm beans or potatoes. As we wrap up our exploration of Napa cabbage, we appreciate its rich heritage and unique, crisp texture it offers to our plates. This Asian vegetable marvel is both a culinary delight and a gardener's dream. To continue broadening your gardening horizons, dive into our other vegetable courses, and like this, let's keep becoming gardeners together.